It is a beautiful spring morning here in Chicago. The sun is shining and the birds are singing. And right behind me is this fantastic magnolia tree that's in my condo's backyard. Every year it reminds me that you got to seize the moment because these beautiful flowers are only here for a couple of weeks before they're gone. They're actually edible. I tried to make some recipes a couple of years ago and mixed success. So I read online that you actually need to harvest them when they're a little bit younger. So they're, I think, perfect right now. So I'm going to collect some flowers and see what I can't cook up today. Before tearing my tree apart, I did look online at one of those plant identification apps, and it tells me that this is either a lily magnolia, Magnolia liliflora, or a saucer magnolia, Magnolia solangiana, both of which are edible. The internet tells me also that most magnolias are edible to varying degrees, but be sure you know what you're doing before trying any type of foraging yourself. It's not my fault if you get sick. All right, we got some little baby bud ones, and we've got some more open ones. So let's see what happens. I took my time here removing the petals from the carpels, stamens, and other sexy flower reproductive parts. I also made sure to give them all a thorough wash because, bird poop, squirrels, and just like general Chicago grime. First up, I'm preparing some of the magnolia flowers for a magnolia tea. I guess you could just lay the petals out on a sunny windowsill to dry them out, but I have an oven with a food dehydrator setting, so I figured I'd just use that. In full disclosure, I had tried a previous batch just putting the flower petals directly onto the wire rack of the dehydrator, but they ended up shrinking and falling through the grates and just making kind of a giant mess, so I'm laying them out on parchment paper this time. So from there, it's just a matter of putting the petals into the food dehydrator and letting them dry out. 13 hours at 105 degrees. And they're done. Then it's just out onto the countertop to make sure they're dry, and then into a jar until it's time to make some tea. The process for making the magnolia syrup is pretty straightforward too. I dissolved 1.5 cups of water with 1.5 cups of sugar, and then just brought that to a gentle boil. I then dropped in about 2 cups of cleaned magnolia flowers and left that to simmer very gently for about 20 minutes. I tried making magnolia syrup a couple of years ago like this, and I think I boiled it too hard and that really affected the taste. After 20 minutes, just strain out the flowers from the syrup and let it cool in a jar. Isn't that a lovely color? Okay, it is time to make the magnolia tea. Again, this is pretty straightforward. I just started by boiling up some nice filtered water, and then I placed a few dried magnolia flowers in a cup. I sort of guesstimated a small handful to fill up the bottom, but it probably could have been more. I poured the water that was just off a boil over the magnolia flowers and let it steep for about 3 minutes. And now it's tea time. All right, so we have our freshly brewed magnolia tea right here. Gonna give it a little taste test. Got my magnolia syrup that I made, and time to give it a try. See what this is like. I brewed the flowers for about 3 minutes, and yeah, it's pretty light, it's pretty subtle. I'll show you, it's kind of got this light brown color. Hopefully you can see it in there. I don't want to pour it out, but it's a pretty light colored tea. But I think subtlety is the name of the game here. Yeah, not bad. It has that light sweetness, like almost a gingery sort of vibe to it, so I'm digging it. let me try the Magnolia syrup. This is also very pretty. Actually, it's going to look really nice here. You'll see that it has sort of the color almost of the magnolia leaves. It's a little bit browner, but very, very pretty. And similar to the tea color, actually. I guess it's not surprising since it came from the same flower. But I'm going to give this a taste just straight up by itself, first of all. Again, it's really super subtle, really nice. Floral, almost a little green, but also, yeah, this sort of like gingery, peppery vibe. Pretty mild though, so I dig it. I'm gonna put a little of this in the tea though, because I feel like that sweetness will really add to it. Oh, that is really good. That is Magnolia tea with some Magnolia simple syrup. Really light, really refreshing. Probably has some health benefits. I don't know. I could Google it, but I'm not sure. But yeah, I think, again, this is a time of year where we have this magnolia tree in bloom in the backyard, and it's about making the most of the season. It's about trying new things. It's about, being an urban forager in some ways. I dig it. Will it happen every year? Probably not. It's a lot easier to just go make a bag of tea, of herbal tea or something like that. But it's kind of a cool seasonal treat. And again, I think we just want to embrace the seasons, embrace, the time of year, especially in the upper Midwest in Chicago, where, winter comes and winter sucks and it goes on and on forever and ever and ever. And then spring arrives and there's things coming out of the ground and there's daffodils in my yard and there's tulips about to blossom. And I think it's really fun and special to sort of mark the season, make the most of it, because all of this is totally fleeting. Thanks so much for watching, and happy spring. Also, did I mention that the leaves are just like straight up edible as they are? I'm gonna grab one off the tree here. So they're very beautiful. I don't know if I got a close-up of this, but they're very beautiful in color, very pretty. And I think this is clean enough. I've heard of people putting these in salads. Obviously, it's very pretty. But yeah, Magnolia, who knew?